I know why you guys are here. So let's just talk about it. Ranked battles will not take place in Pokemon Brilliant Diamond, Pokemon Shining Pearl, or Pokemon Legends Arceus. Holy moly, when they announced this at the very end of the Pokemon Presents this morning, my whole Discord lost their shit. It was ridiculous. Everyone was like, why even say this? How hard is it to make a ranked ladder? Everyone was like, VGC's dead, VGC's gonna die, these remakes suck. Everyone thought that VGC was going over to these new remakes, just like it had in previous formats, You're talking about Omega Ruby, we have a Sapphire, VGC moved over to that. That's kind of why everyone thought it was going to go like that. I personally didn't. I've been a staunch defender since the day these remakes got announced that these things are just a let's go with a new shade of paint. And personally, if you guys watch this channel, you know that I actually liked Let's Go. I want to break this down and go a little bit into my thoughts on how not having a ranked battle ladder actually affects the game, if this is actually a bad thing, and a little bit deeper talking about what you guys should actually be playing the game for. I feel a lot of people are like, if it's not ranked, if it's not competitive, it's not worth my time. And it's that is so small-minded. I don't see why you need a number next to your name that says what your rank is to actually derive value from something. What you should actually be trying to do is learn the correct amount of skills, right? What you should be doing, it doesn't matter who you're playing against. If you're playing the game correctly and you're winning and you're doing everything that you can, you're having a good time, that should be more than enough than any number that says what your rank is. I really do feel that way. I personally do feel that way. If we take a look at Let's Go, that game did not have a ranked ladder. It had a casual ladder, which these games will have too. If you were to take a look on the official site, it still shows that there's Union Room. It still shows that there's online battles. There's just not ranked online battles. And what that means is, yeah, you might fight some lower quality opponents every once in a while, but you might also fight really good opponents, and it teaches you to treat every single opponent that you fight with the correct amount of respect. When you're playing on ranked, you have to give that respect. You're forced to by the rules of the game. If you don't respect your opponents on ranked, you get dumpstered. But on casual, you might end up playing a little bit sloppy. And so it's a great way to actually hone your skills, treat every single opponent you play with respect. So when you actually go to real tournaments, real events, that's where the real, competitive stage is. You're much more well-rounded. You've seen a lot more stuff because some of that crazy stuff happens on that casual ladder, and you're just overall a much better player. I think a lot of people in my Discord are really upset because they think that, VGC is staying on Sword and Shield. No one's going to play Sword and Shield in a year. No one's going to be playing Sword and Shield in 2 years. They hate Sword and Shields. They hate Dynamax. They hate Pokemon. And they're just all mad, right? They're always really mad. And I don't get that, If we take a look at literally every other Pokemon format, I started playing VGC in Black and White, right? So if we take a look Black and White, those games came out on the DS. I think those were actually DS games, not 3DS games. And basically, we were stuck on that all the way until X and Y. VGC 2011 came out in 2011, and 2011, 2012, 2013, we had the DS for years already. Sorry, the 3DS for years already, and we're not utilizing it. The VGC what I'm trying to say is VGC stagnates. They tend to lag behind. Let's take a look at 2014. 2014, 3DS, X and Y, right? 2015, you get Omega Ruby up to Sapphire. That's great. But then, we kind of have, VGC 2016, which was a terrible format, and it definitely lagged behind. That's still X and Y. 2017, we're still on the 3DS, that's the thing. Everyone's they want the brand new thing to come and change everything. And yeah, we got Ultra Sun and Moon. Sorry, we got Sun and Moon, right? And then 2018, I think that was when we got Ultra. And then we had a whole nother year of Ultra. The Switch has been out. And everyone, I don't know why they get hit with a sack of bricks whenever Pokemon Company does this thing where they're we don't care about competitive. We don't care about advancing the competitive meta because it's not their target audience. And people are what? Why would Pokemon do this to me? And it's bro, we had Ultra Sun and Moon for 4 years, Let's Go was out. They were making Pokemon games on the Switch, and we were still having regionals with Ultra Sun and Moon. And the thing is, for people that went to those regionals, they had a really good time. Unfortunately, a side effect of stagnating the games like these is we lose a lot of those casual players that play at the bigger events. So if we take a look at regionals from 2014, 2015, 2017, those release years, those were all like 500 to like 1,000 player regionals. Even Sword and Shield had like a really, really big regional, before, everything got locked down. We had like, I think like 800 or 900 people at Dallas. That was great. But, as the metas stagnate and then people move on, they stop playing, they realize this is really hard to be competitive Pokemon. Sometimes they don't actually have the Pokemon that they need. It's harder to get legendaries. People don't like the formats. Like, I understand people not wanting to play the game. And that's another thing I want to just briefly touch on. It's okay to not like a format and go do something else. Go learn the trading card game. Go learn a fighting game. Go play Skyrim. I don't know what you're going to go do. Go play a different game, right? You don't have to play Pokemon with all of your time. That's totally normal. But like I was saying, basically regionals lose attendance in years where you have to use like the same format stuck on the same system on the same game. We went from having, in 2017, which is probably the last big release before Sword and Shield, we had Sun and Moon. And that was probably the worst release. Like 2014 had multiple 1,000-player regionals. And then 2017, we got like 300-400, maybe one 500-player regional out of 2017, maybe one. So obviously we had lost a lot of players in that time. Obviously, so they go like, when a new gen comes out, we get a lot of players and they shoot down. Then when a new gen comes out, they shoot down. And 2017 didn't get the boost that it used to have because people were pretty much caught on to Pokemon's plan where they give us something new and then they let us sit and stew in it for like 3 or 4 years. And so, yeah, we had like 500-player regionals in 2017. And then 2018, when we're still on like Sun and Moon or Ultra Sun and Moon, I think it was Ultra by then. But we're still using the same outdated software. Like the Switch is already out. People are already playing other new games. We went down from seeing like 400 or 500-player regionals to starting seeing like 100-player regionals. And then, in 2019, the last year for the Ultra series and stuff like that, we started seeing like 60-player regionals and 50-player regionals and 70-player regionals. And the problem isn't that like 70-player regionals are bad. The problem is if you have 70 players versus 500, those 70 players that are in that regional are super serious sweaty tryhards. Like this is the only people that are still playing when that many people, like the only people that are still playing are super, super serious. Like they're people that have all qualified for Worlds probably multiple times, all have probably top cut regionals before. They've been around, they've been around the scene long enough to know, right? All the casuals, all the people that would normally make the regionals a lot more fun, not because they're free wins, but like people that, are just going to the regionals for the first time and, having a good time and, interacting with people. The thing that bring the magic to Pokemon. The magic's gone. And all you have left are the super serious tryhards that only want to win at all costs and don't care about anything else. And so, another problem is like when you go to like a 500-person regional, there are rewards for those 500 players going down to probably the top 64, maybe even the top 128. You get circuit points to qualify for Worlds, and you get money for getting top 8 or top 16. Sometimes even top 32 gets money. Now, when you shrink that 500 number down to 50, those rewards tend to dry up a little bit because rewards are based off attendance. So instead of being a top 16 cash prize, you get a top 4 or top 2 cash prize. Instead of it being circuit points awarded to the top 64, top 128, you start getting circuit points for only the top 4, maybe the top 8, maybe. Case in point, like I went to a regional in 2019. There was a Premier Challenge, a mid-season, and a regional. And I got top 8 in the Premier Challenge, so like a 50-player Premier Challenge, maybe 40-ish. I got like 20-something at the regional out of like 60 or 70 players. And I got top 8 in the mid-season, which had about 40 or 50 players. So that's 3 events that I technically top cut. I went like, I think I went X1 in the PC, I went X2 at the regional, and I went X1 or X2 into top cut into the mid-season. I top cut all 3 of those events. And what I got was nothing. I got no CP. I got no money. I got no nothing. And a lot of people, I was telling people that story in my Discord, they're like, I'd be so mad, right? They were like, that would suck to go travel. And by the way, I traveled all the way across the country. I paid a lot of money to fly to this thing. I got airfare. I paid the hundreds of dollars in regional and entry fees for the regionals, the mid-season and stuff like that. It's about $130 maybe, over 100 for sure, because it was like 60 for the regional and then 20 for the PC, 25 or 30 for the mid-season. So I'm saying is it's expensive to do this hobby. And so a lot of people are like, I'd be so mad, because they think that this is Pokemon, this is esports, it's supposed to be super serious, but I was like, actually, I had a really good time. My hotel was a little bit sketchy, but you know what? I made a lot of good friends, and you know what? I played really, really well that weekend. And the teams that I brought were teams that I liked. And similar to, I'm tying this back into like the ranked ladder thing, is you shouldn't be attaching yourself to like something being ranked or something being good enough for other people to respect it. What you should be really tying it to is how you feel about it. And I felt really good about that weekend. I could not have possibly done better given the tools that I had. I practiced, I did what I could, and I did well. And you know what? That's more than enough for me personally. That's like why I play Pokemon. Like when I go to these events and I compete, I want to compete against myself. I'm not competing against other people. I want to see if I can do better than I did last time. If I can actually make all the right plays in all the right games using the Pokemon that I like the way that I like them. I think that's why I like playing the game. I had another thing that I wanted to say, but I'm not remembering right now. But yeah, I really just want to say that I really do think these ranked battles not taking place, that doesn't mean that VGC is dead. That doesn't mean that VGC is dying. It means that these games are not really going to be treated as main series games. They're going to be treated kind of like Let's Go. Obviously, there weren't going to be any ranked battles in the Arceus game. That's a single-player game. I don't know if I'll even play that one. But, yeah, like, it's not a big deal. It's really not a big deal. If you want to play it, you can buy it. And, Let's Go had a competitive scene. Yeah, Smogon made a really, really good, Let's Go, not, like, rule set. They had a pretty good rule set, but, like, they had a good community over there. And I'm excited to see what the, battles look like. I'm probably going to play a lot of singles. I love Gen 4 singles. Like, I'm a big fan of Gen 4 singles. So I'm probably going to play a lot of this, just like we did for Let's Go. I'm very excited about it. But everyone's like, oh, if VGC is not going to have something new, I'll just leave. And to those people, like I say, that's okay. Like, they're playing the game for the rewards, the prestige, all that stuff. And I personally, I would say that's for the wrong reasons. Yeah, I remember what I was going to say. Up until 2017, I started, like I said, I started in 2011, started going to regionals in 2013. We didn't start getting money for these tournaments until, like, 2017. You used to go to the regional, and back in the day, like, if you won, you'd get, like, a scholarship. So, like, if you would be able to put that towards, like, school. And if you were an adult, I don't really know if you still even got it or if you could cash it out, because I never won a regional. I just top cut a few. But basically, what you played for at regionals was when you got like top 16 at a regional. Yeah, you get your CP and stuff like that. But they're like, all right, cool. Here's a box of the newest TCG set, and that's what you played for. You played for basically bragging rights. We'd fly all around the country and do all these cool things just to say we were, good. And that's what Pokemon is for me. Like, the moment you start attaching, like, I need to do well for these rewards, for this recognition, for this ranked spot, I think that's when you've gone a little bit too far into not really playing for the right reasons. I think that, everyone has the reasons why they play, saying like, I only want to do something for money. Like, that's okay. Like, people work their jobs for money. I understand that. But I think with something that's seen as a hobby for a lot of players, if you're doing your hobby for something that doesn't really make you happy, you're probably doing it for the wrong reasons. So that's my opinion on this whole thing. I can't believe that, like, that was a really good Pokemon Presents, by the way. I think they did a great job. They started out with Unite. They went, talked about the Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, and then the Arceus thing. And then right at the end, I can't even believe they even mentioned the rank battle thing. Because, like, the competitive scene is such a small aspect of the global Pokemon audience. I think it's so crazy they even mentioned it. But they're like, by the way, no ranked battles. And I think that's totally fine. I'm still gonna have a blast playing that game, and I hope it's just like Let's Go. I really do. I love that game. I guess one other thing worth noting is, like, Let's Go had a competitive ladder. We did a whole year's worth of Let's Go content doing that Pikachu ladder. You're gonna be able to do the exact same thing in this game probably. And Let's Go did have events. There were official tournaments at, like, Pokemon Nationals for Let's Go. So they Pokemon Company kind of knows what they're doing. They don't lose faith in them yet. But obviously, the competitive audience is not what they're pandering to, and you got to realize that. It's that thing when people remake, like, cartoons or whatever. Like, when people remade that Space Jam, the new Space Jam, I remember everyone, like, destroyed that movie. I still haven't seen it yet. I should. They destroyed it. Said, this is terrible. This is so cheesy. This is so dumb. It's like, bro, that's not made for you. Let the children have it. These Diamond and Pearl remakes, This is not for you 30-year-old people that want to relive your nostalgia. It's for the other 30-year-olds who have children, you know, and want their children to experience what they experienced when they were children or younger. You know, it's only been like 15 years since these games came out. So, TLDR, let other people have fun. Don't take things too seriously. And not having ranked battles is not the end of the world, I promise. Leave a comment below. Let me know if you guys got this far. And let me know what your thoughts were on this trailer. I think it did a pretty good job. For everyone that got in here and expected me to just absolutely tear into Pokemon, that's not the look. I think if you're like angry at Game Freak, you're literally yelling at a brick wall, because you being angry is going to change anything. I mean, you could try, but you're not going to change anything. It's better to find something, you know, worthwhile to be passionate about, as opposed to just like yelling at a brick wall. So peace out, everybody. Hopefully you guys are liking the VGC content. It's not going anywhere. It's staying right here. Hopefully you guys liked this little video, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.